Oi. So we're going to be doing some aquascaping today. I've put together a rough idea, but I don't like it. I figured I'd do a time lapse of how it all goes together, what the plan is, and then let's suppose we just get started on it, don't we? So just to give you guys an idea on what sort of design I'm wanting. So this is going to be a mixed reef. So I've got high points for acros. I wanted a big cave, a big arch. But then behind the arch, I've got a cave there. So you'll see through the arch, and I might have that as like a mushroom rock or something with bright zoas or something like that in the back. It still gets plenty of light. The light still hits it directly. So it's like set back from behind the arch, give it a bit of depth feel. The arch is not flat, it's on an angle like that. So when you approach the tank from this angle, which you usually would do, because there's a wall that side, you can still see the whole tank. So there's plenty of bits that stick out for coral placement, even around the back. The only bit that's not going to be able to have much coral, but they will be, I'll show you why in a minute, is in front of the arch or underneath the arch. However, I've got a plan for that. So there's lots of ledges. The white rock, obviously this needs to colour up. It looks a bit shitty at the minute. But again, there's lots of bits that stick out, lots of placement for corals. I'm still not 100% happy with it. We'll see what I change it to. I'll probably change it another 8 or 9 times before I'm happy. But the white rock, I've made this myself out of chopping up rocks and whatnot, but that's what the view is from down the side. There you go. So this bit here is actually like a semicircle with a plate in the middle, so you're going to have sort of stages of coral placement on it. Same with this, so you got there, and then round the behind it, down low there's lots of sort of bits and bobs. And eventually these will colour up and sort of look like it's one adjoining rock. That's the plan anyway. Let me show you my idea, see if this works. So I have these acrylic display stands. I know it's a bit SpongeBob SquarePants in your fish tank, but I'm thinking for sort of coral placement from the sandbed. So obviously the big plate at the bottom will go underneath. You hardly see any of the acrylic itself. Let's just pop it in and see what it looks like. So what I'm trying to achieve here is something, I think mixed reefs are all very samey. I think a lot of people would agree. Everybody's tank looks the same unless you're up close and personal with it and you get to see the difference in the corals. So I've got loads of different of these acrylic stands, loads of different ones. Mixed different colours, different shapes. So this is like all the stand legs are the same as well. And I think I might bring the cave forward and put this behind, but I'm not sure. And then we've got like an acrylic one here. So you know when it's all bustling, you won't even see anything. You won't even see it, notice it. But it would just look like the corals are sort of floating around, if you like. But yeah, that's the general idea. That's not the completed model of it, but that's the general idea. Let's take a step back here, bigger view. So again, down this side, I'm thinking corals on these acrylic stands. 2 little ones maybe. So a smaller one there, and then a taller one at the back behind it. But we'll see. I've got an MP40 and a little TMC pump down the back just to push water down the back. And the same on this side, but I've got the MP40 on the other side of the tank too. Another little TMC pump at the back there. That's the flow that I'm going for in here. And then obviously I've got the size from a previous video doing all the work for the return. That's where we're at. I am going to, if I can find it, is it in my immediate vicinity? No. So I am going to put a bit of rock on top of here, so it's slightly piercing the water, which I think will look pretty dope. Obviously hermit crabs and snails and stuff can climb out of the water. It won't be tall enough to affect the netting that's going over the top, but it will slightly pierce the water. Let's set a little from above, look, so you can see all the. So imagine you're a light. So this is where all the placement of everything's going to be. As you can see straight down at everything. This is a bit of a waste of space down the back here, but gives it that negative effect. Yeah, can you see the acrylic stand from up here? Just about. Yeah, that's the sort of design. It will change, like I said. That's not the finished design of it all, but that's where we're at. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.